Welcome to the Healthy with Heartland podcast, the show built around bringing big-time value and discussing the business of food. Why? Because we're committed to helping families eat cleaner, safer, healthier food. I'm Matt Balducci, co-host, and we also have our other co-host here, Justin. So just a real quick background. I'm a health and wellness nut, 2-time TEDx speaker, business growth expert, father, husband, and ex-bodybuilder. And I want to also have our other host introduce himself. So go ahead, Justin, take over.
Yes. By the way, you are going to love value you get from Balducci over here. This guy is fire. It's going to be great. So super pumped to do this with you, my friend.
It's going to be fun.
And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Justin Frieshtat, and family business, been doing this forever. So some people call me the beef barista, the sultan of sourcing. But we're going to give you tons and tons and tons of value, everything that you should know about the food industry, farming, sourcing, human animal handling, why every household should have Heartland in it. And I am just so excited.
Let's get after it. And I also want to introduce our creative directors, Simon and Shannon. So go take it away.
Yes. Welcome to the show. We are very excited as well. Basically, Shannon and I came to Heartland looking to promote this healthy and awesome lifestyle. Yep. So we're really excited to start to share this lifestyle and really, get this information out there to the masses.
Definitely.
I'm excited. So we are super pumped to have you guys on. So we'll give a little bit of cheers. Woo! Yes. Let's do it. Let's get after it today, guys. So we're going to have a little bit of fun today, okay? So we're going to actually be doing a quick interview of Justin, and the reason for that, this is our first live podcast, which is exciting for us. We've been talking about doing this ever since I came on board here at the company, which was just actually little over 4 months ago, which is kind of crazy. And we've had extreme growth in our business simply because of our niche product that we have, and also making sure that our families are eating super healthy during this crazy time that we have going on in the world. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive right in. So before we do, I'm going to have Shannon jump on and give us some announcements. So take it away, Shannon.
Awesome. Like Matt said, we are so happy to be here. I'm Shannon. I'm one of the creative directors behind the show. I just want to give a couple announcements. Make sure that if you haven't already, you go ahead and you follow us on Facebook. You check us out on Instagram, connect with us on LinkedIn, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put out some awesome videos for you. If you're a customer, our reorder special for this month is going to be Murray's Family Farm whole chicken, absolutely free with your order. So make sure to take advantage of that. I know we all love the Murray's Family Farm chicken here at Heartland.
It's really good.
Just a couple quick shout outs. We'd love to shout out our amazing Heartland staff here in the office, as well as our entire delivery team. They do such an incredible job. When they come and do your deliveries and you receive your awesome order, make sure you fill out our survey. Let us know, everything we can do to keep you satisfied. And we definitely want you to post those freezer pictures. We love seeing them, and it's a great way to get referrals. So our wellness consultants and our referral specialists are there to help. So I'll pass it back over to Matt and Justin. Just so you guys know, leave comments, questions, topics down below, and we'd love to discuss those and interact with you guys further.
Awesome. Thank you, Shannon. So, like Shannon said, make sure that, okay,
Please don't
you guys are I know exactly. Make sure that you guys are commenting, liking, sharing. This is super, super important for this to get out there. And again, the goal of this is to bring massive value to your household based on our healthy sourcing, how we eat, and what we want to accomplish. So we're going to get started. Like I said, the goal of today is we want to interview Justin, okay? And the reason for that is Justin is actually an expert in this industry. I cannot say that enough. He grew up in this world with a family business being Heartland Home Foods. And the coolest part about it is, like I said, I'm actually relatively new to the business, so I've learned unbelievable amount of value from Justin in terms of our product and how our business has grown to the point that it has. But really what I want everyone out there to really get from this is I want, one, for them to understand who we are as a company, but two, I want you guys to get to know Justin in a little bit more depth. So you ready to rock?
Yeah, I just want to make one comment. When you have, for anybody who's had a presentation with us, we have an hour or two to give you, we have to pick and choose. There's so much information. I could do like a whole week-long seminar on farming, sourcing, all that stuff. So we did just create an interactive webinar, so you can go to the Facebook. It's there, right? You can go to our website. It's there. And if you want to soak in some more of this information just to get yourself kind of re-educated, or if you're brand new to it, go check it out because there's just tons of good info in there.
Yep. And it's starring Justin.
That's right.
So you get to see some more information from him, and right? And the cool factor about it is you'll see in that video what kind of knowledge level he has on this product, but also just health and wellness as a whole. So you ready to rock, my man?
I'm ready. Let's roll.
All right.
Before we jump into it, guys, I just want to mention that, like Shannon said, post in the comments, and if they post any questions or anything like that, if we have time, we'll try to get to them.
Perfect.
Cool.
So
you can see them, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you'll let us know.
Yep, we are interacting with the questions.
So any questions, pop them in, and then Justin can take over and answer them for you. So the first question I have, right, if I was watching this podcast right now, is who is Heartland Foods? And realistically, kind of what you bring to the table here, Justin, and what is your position with the company? So I'll let you take over. So who are we, and who are you?
So what we are is, I mean, imagine it, I guess in the most simplest form, we are creating the only pipeline to the home to get the higher quality tier 1 supply chain sourcing that is not available to the masses. You cannot get these products in stores. It's just that simple. So everything that goes out to the masses where, millions and millions of people buy from, it's just a fact of life. We have a commercial supply chain that is engineered food versus the small little tiny supply chain that goes to really high-end restaurants and us. So the only way to really get yourself out of the commodity supply chain and into that world is to shop with us. So in a nutshell, that's kind of the difference, is you're actually eating real food that's, raised on a farm, free pasture roaming animals, fed the right way, harvested the right way. And because we have that complete audit trail for every single source that we use, we can actually verify every single part of that to be exactly what we say it is.
And for anybody that's new to Heartland that's watching this, and if you are a client of ours, thank you. We appreciate your business and the support you've given us. But anybody that's watching this, just to simplify it, the food tastes phenomenal. And simply put, reason it does is that the animals are raised the correct way. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters, is you're eating responsibly sourced food. So the one key ingredient to that, again, from a company standpoint, is if you haven't tried our food, just reach out to us and we can set up an appointment with you guys, okay? So, but now let's jump into a little bit of your background, Justin. So obviously, I know your background very well, but I want you to tell, how you got started in this industry, how it all kind of came together, and where you're at today. Like, what has put you in this position?
So I was about, let's say 14, 15 years old, I guess, when I first started handing out lemon pepper at the shows, started working in the warehouse when I was a teenager, just packing orders in the 0-degree freezer all day. Have a lot of respect for you guys back there doing that. That's a tough job working in that freezer. So yeah, got to learn the products really well just from doing that, and then all through college did deliveries. So I've kind of done everything in this business, and then got into the sales side of things. So did that for basically coming up on 10 years. And throughout that whole time, also helping with just interviewing farms, looking at different supply chain opportunities, and just once you start, it's like any industry, I'm sure, once you start learning the behind the scenes and what's really going on in industry, you just become obsessed with spreading that knowledge to people who, for no fault of their own, they are given certain options and don't even realize that there's another level to this whole thing. So through all that learning and just seeing what the whole supply chain looks like, I can say with 100% confidence that we are bringing the highest quality products that are available. So can't beat it.
So the one big thing that I want you to take from that is he started at 14 years old, right? Now, I'm not going to, let you tell you his age, but basically think of it from this perspective, 20 years of experience in this industry, right? And the coolest factor of that, don't let the baby face fool you over there, right? So is that 20 years of experience learning from behind the scenes, doing every role in the company, growing the business with his dad, right? All the way up to the point where if you ask Justin anything about our product list, he can answer it. He'll tell you what number it is in our system, and he knows exactly the farming, how it all has been sourced, and that's the cool factor of it. But he also understands how it affects you biologically from a health standpoint as well. So, I appreciate that, Justin. I think that it's really cool to have an expert like that, one, in the company, but two, just on this podcast, which we're going to be giving a lot of value based on health and wellness, especially that. but also in the food of business. Okay, so
Or
let's
the
jump.
business of food.
Business of food. There you go.
We knew what
I'm
you meant.
messing up my words. So, but basically, for you, Justin, obviously, I just so everyone kind of understands, when I came on board, the reason I'm here is Justin and I actually have a good friend of ours. His name's Dave Shuttler. He's one of our referral
Hey,
partners.
I'll give it Dave.
Oh, yeah, Dave.
Shout out to Big Dave Shuttler.
Dude, Icon Gym.
Icon Gym in Ashburn,
You
Virginia.
find me there 4 to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Hey.
If you want to see that baby face and you want to see Dave's muscles, go check that out. But so we had a mutual friend. He was my personal trainer, and Justin obviously works with them. And so I got introduced to the company about a year and a half ago and fell in love with it. And then the position of business growth basically came up, and we started the interview process, and now I'm here. And really the cool part about it is over the last 4 months, the amount of information I now know about food sourcing and how it affects you is insane. So hopefully you guys will get that same value that we're going to bring to the table. So let's dive into that factor now. So health. So Justin, obviously from a standpoint of health and wellness, I will tell you this: you're probably, if not crazier than I am when it comes to health, you're probably one of the guys that focuses a lot of their energy not just on lifting weights and getting in shape, but also just overall biological health from a standpoint of sleep to stress to what you put in your body. So how did that come to play? Like, when did that kick in your life? And, just give everyone a little bit of background on the health side of your life.
Yeah, it's everybody's at a different place in their personal growth progression. So it's been, teenager, college athlete, stuff like that. Really on the physical side of things, always worked out, those kind of things. Never really had any issues getting that going. Then the next level was learning about the nutrition side of things, really dialing that in after I was done with sports, really. So makes me think, like, what could have been if I had all the other things dialed in. But so it doesn't matter where you are in your health journey. It's just about progressing with that and adding each level in. So once you've got your fitness down, you have to be active. Daily activity, even if it's just walking. I actually learned this from Dave, that most people burn the majority of their calories not from working out, but just by walking and just daily
movement.
Existing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Consistency.
Most people just don't move, and especially with what's going on in the world right now, right, where you're working from home, maybe you got your kids that are going to be distance learning, right? So everybody's kind of locked in the house for the day. Super important to schedule it in your day to get outside and actually take a walk, unless it's raining like it is outside right now. But grab an umbrella, right? Get out there. You don't need to go do HIIT training or run or sprint. 15 minutes a day of walking, right? So, but cool. So anything else on the health side, Justin?
Yes, you start with that, daily movement, activity, and then, you get your weight training in there, your cardio, all that stuff, and then dialing in the food. So I think just tracking your food is a big step if you're not doing that. I wouldn't even worry about, what type of food you're eating at first. Just track it in an app like MyFitnessPal or Chronometer, just so you start to understand the consequences of the different types of food choices you're making. And then from there, you can start to dial in better choices, right? So I think pretty unanimously, if you're not tracking your food, everybody's low protein. I mean, it's just, I guarantee you, if I put any of your daily food into the app, you're going to be high on carbs, high on fat, low on protein. And that is not going to make you feel good. You're not going to look good. You might even be working out and not getting the results you want. You might think you're eating healthy and not getting the results you want. So dialing all those things in, you can put in the same amount of effort and 10x your results.
Yeah, so let's dive into that a little bit, Justin, right? So we talked a little bit about daily movement, hitting the gym, and a lot of people think from a health standpoint that that's all that matters. So one of the things I learned being an ex-bodybuilder and also just diving deep into kind of health and wellness as a whole is that that's actually one of the least important. It's important, but it's actually the least important from, losing weight, which a lot of people are trying to do, but also in general from just being overall healthy, right? So decreasing their stress, their inflammation, getting better sleep, all those different aspects of life, right? So from a nutritional standpoint, how can our product, right, specifically the meat we source, the vegetables that we, provide, how does that benefit people out there right now, from a health standpoint specifically?
Yeah, I think it's the number one thing you're never going to see is the nutrient density profile. So if you're just to give you two examples, we'll talk about beef and chicken. That's the most commonly eaten things in our country. So If you're eating pasture-raised beef from us, you're getting more omega-3 fat and lower omega-6, right?
Better sleep, all those different aspects of life.
What you doing over there?
Nutritional standpoint. It's okay. We want to hear me talk a little bit more, I guess, now. But, amen to what you just said, right? So you're just getting better overall nutrient density, and you're basically just seeing an overall health benefit. So what does that do to people biologically when they're, eating responsibly sourced meat? So why is that super important to just overall health? What do you think, Justin?
Lots of things. We'll start with your heart health. Again, if you're getting higher omega-3s and lower omega-6s, that's better for you. It's better for your cholesterol. If you just consider the fact that our chicken breast has 1 gram of fat in a 4-ounce serving versus commercial chicken could be 6, you're eating in your mind the same product, same amount of ounces. I'm eating 6 times less bad fat than you are. That's going to have a compounding effect on your body over time.
So listen to that again, guys. 1 gram of fat versus 6 grams of fat. When I learned that for the first time, I did not have Heartland when I was getting ready for my physique show, and I wish I did, because that means my macros were completely thrown off. Now, people out there that are just not looking to, get lean for a bodybuilding show, but you're just looking to stay in good shape, and you eat a lot of chicken breasts, understand that the commercial chicken breast you're eating has more fat, which means that your macros are going to be completely off the rails on the fat density that you're eating. So again, 1 gram of fat in our chicken breast, and that's just simply, I guess before I answer, why is that the case, Justin, from a chicken standpoint?
It starts with the breed, which again, you're looking at chicken packaging in the store. It's like, this one's organic, this one's natural, this one's cage-free, or whatever type of marketing they want to put on there. They're not going to tell you what the breed of the animal is, right? And that's super huge, because commercial broiler hens are breed modified. There's a bunch of different types. These chickens are not getting exercise because they grow too fast and they can't support their weight.
It's crazy.
So you're eating a sedentary chicken versus a healthy heritage breed, like the Hubbard chickens we get from Murray's family farm. These chickens get a lot of exercise. So they have a better lifestyle, which means you're eating a higher quality product, which means you're going to be a higher quality product.
My number one tip, do not go Google commercial chickens, please. You will have a bad day today if you see what happens and what they do to the chickens. And then when you see that, if you do that, is you're going to realize what you're actually ingesting and eating from a chemical standpoint is horrible for you. Okay, so you need to keep yourself clean, especially if we're going to go down a little rabbit hole and we'll cut it off. But if you go back to our ancestral days before we had all this processing, right? If we went and ate a chicken, hypothetically, we were eating a clean raised chicken, right? And once we added all these chemicals in and all this processing, now we have what we have in our grocery stores. And I don't care if you're going to, a health conscious grocery store, you're still getting that level of chicken. So let's dive a little bit into kind of the effects of the chemicals from, the meat industry itself on just other things in your health, Justin. So I want you to kind of explain, when you're ingesting kind of these chemicals, what's actually happening biologically to people.
A lot of things, and I think a lot of it we fully don't understand what the consequences are yet. But you can look at things that are banned in other countries that are not here, and it's pretty obvious the effects of it. I think the dyes, endocrine disrupting chemicals, your hormone imbalance, and then you're going to go and try to get solutions to those problems through medications and other things, when the real actual solution is just ridding these chemicals from your lifestyle. So one thing we talk about a lot is it's not just the food you eat, it's the complete toxic load that you put on your body from the water you drink, the air you breathe, the food you eat. I mean, it's all contributing to the overall toxic load. So filtering your water, like this beautiful RO water we have here, which if you don't know, reverse osmosis is the best water you can buy. Completely clean, nothing in it. So I'm not drinking chlorine, or you wouldn't believe what's in the city water. I mean, things from antibiotics, birth control pills, chemicals, fertilizers, all that stuff soaks into the aquifer, and then they just blast it with more chemicals and chlorine and send it to your house, and you're like, clean water. It's disgusting.
So
wow.
Yeah.
So this is awesome. So truth be told, is as we're going through this, as you can see over the course of the next 6 months to a year, how much value you're going to get just from Justin alone, but also from the guests we're going to be bringing on to our podcast. But we're going to be diving into these specific topics in more depth, bringing on experts, so that way you guys can understand what is actually taking place. And again, if you get an opportunity, literally go do a deep dive into this, especially if you're a health nut like myself, And then once you start understanding what this stuff is doing to your body, to your energy levels, to your brain, then you're going to want to adjust and change and hopefully help your families do the same. So let's do a little segue here into kind of the convenience factor of our product, right? So obviously,
before we jump into that, we have Kelly Hickey basically replying to one of our posts right here and says protein. So definitely
Kelly.
quality
She knows what's
protein.
up.
Yeah.
drop the mic, Kelly.
And then Elise says, I guess after Shannon's post, it was she's actually working up a reorder right now. So
Wow.
that
Awesome.
Heartland Murray's chicken.
Get your
coming out to that.
reorders in right now, guys, especially before distance learning begins, right? Which was the kind of our segue here with distance learning, right? So we live in a weird time right now, right? So for us, obviously, hopefully everyone is safe and healthy out there, and that's all we ask. And we want to keep our clients as well as our basically our staff here super safe and healthy during this crazy time. But due to what's going on in our niche product, we had a huge increase in orders. And just so everyone kind of has an idea behind that is we had 0 delayed deliveries. And our sourcing from our product did not have any delays as well. So Justin, can you talk a little bit about that from a segue standpoint? Why did we not get impacted by COVID-19? Why were we able to actually not only have 0 delays, but be able to bring the quality meats and product to our clients right on time when they ordered it, especially with 4 times the orders that we had during that time?
Yeah, so you bring up a really good thing to talk about, just because a lot of people are nervous about the supply. So rest easy. If we run out of food, that means nobody's got food. And so the reason is getting back to the different levels and tiers of the supply chain. At the top, the private farms, American farmers and ranchers that we support, none of that product goes out to the masses. So it's just high-end restaurants and us. So when you look at the fact that COVID is shutting down the restaurant supply chain, they're not buying any product, right? They're all closed, or even if they're doing takeout, it's limited quantities. So these farms actually really need us to have this increased volume just so that they can get their products out there and keep these farms alive. So we're not going to have shortages, and you are supporting these local farmers and ranchers that really need your support just by shopping with Heartland. So just a beautiful thing all around. Everybody's
Quadruple win, right? So not only are you eating healthier like we talked about, right? We have 0 impact on the ability to get food. So when all the grocery stores were impacted like they were, if anybody can remember it, I know it was long ago, only 60 days ago, right? One of the big aspects that we saw was none of our families were impacted whatsoever by that. We were able to get our product into their freezers and basically make sure that they were protected. So let's do a little segue, right? Distance learning, something that, is a huge topic right now. I have 2 little ones at home now. Luckily, they're not in school, but I know a lot of our families out there have school-age children. And a lot of the schools are going to be shut down in the fall in terms of going into the actual classroom. So from a convenience standpoint, how can our service help those families, Justin? Basically make sure that they're eating healthy, they're not picking up fast food, all that kind of stuff along the way, and they're able to basically make sure that their family's taken care of. And from a convenience standpoint, what are some of the key tips?
Yeah, so everybody's still kind of feeling this whole thing out, right? It's a whole new world. We're all trying to figure that out. So one thing that we really hope we can take the burden off of families is not having to worry about healthy food in the house. So you're not going to have to go to the store constantly. It's going to be delivered one time. It's going to be sitting there. And the fast defrost times, that's got to be the best part. I mean, you literally decide what you want to eat right now. You pull it out of the freezer, drop it in a bowl of lukewarm water. 10 minutes you're cooking, 10 minutes you're done. In literally 20 minutes, you can make a decision. I want a meal, and it's going to be healthy. It's going to be done faster than you can order a pizza.
I love it. So I want you guys to hear that again, right? So my wife and I both work, right? So we're busy. We got 2 little ones, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old in the house. Obviously, busy. We're both busy professionals. And when you get home from work, right, you literally within 10 minutes of thinking about what you want to eat, you can have healthy, reasonably sourced meat ready to cook and vegetables, and you don't have to, take out those big, large packs of chicken or beef and wait for it to defrost and think about it and, the number one excuse that I used to make and the number one excuse that most people make from eating healthy is they're just busy. So then they get home and on the way they pick up some burgers, right? From McDonald's. Don't ever do that, please. But basically the big thing is that now you don't have to do that. You can basically get home, pull out some burgers, drop them on the grill. Boom, you have healthy burgers that are delicious and they're from, responsibly sourced meats and farms. So, from a convenience standpoint, I cannot beat a drum on that, for anybody out there that's distance learning and you have friends out there, do not hesitate to refer us. So for all of our families that know our referral program, it's phenomenal, right? And so feel free to ship them our way. Obviously, they'll meet with Justin and be able to chat with him.
How does that referral program work?
You want me to answer that, or would you like to take it, Justin? I think...
you want me to take it?
I
think
it.
You can take it.
Okay, I'll roll with this, baby.
Let's
go.
go.
referrals. So here's the cool part. Once you become a part of our family, right, and you jump on our service, which is phenomenal, you basically have the opportunity to refer anyone you want to us. Okay, no pressure, by the way. We're not hard closing them or anything like that. We're just going to educate them and basically explain to them why they need to stop going to the grocery store and ordering commercial food and switching it over to us. And if you are a family of ours that is using our service, you already know the convenience, right? You already know the flavor. You already know it's the best product out there. And I know it's sometimes difficult to explain how it works, so let us do that for you, right? So all you have to do is just say, hey, meet with Justin, meet with Matt, and we'll jump on a call with them. And basically, if they jump on our service, you get $100 off your next order. Or what a lot of our families do is they hold their coupons, which are $100 coupons, up to 7. You get a free 6-month order of food, which could be thousands of dollars of food that you get for free. So for free, right? And again, if you're distance learning and you're trying to save some money, or maybe you don't know how the world, maybe you're nervous about what's going to happen in the future, simply to do it, just send people our way and let's get you some free money and free food.
Yes, and we have that awesome webinar that we mentioned at the beginning of the show. So I popped a link that's down there at the bottom. If you visit heartlandfoods.com/HF webinar, you can watch the webinar, and that's an awesome tool to gain some referrals as well.
I love it.
Quick shout out again. So Kelly actually shared the post, and she said she's working up on her reorder as well. And then Bonnie said she is so thankful to have a full freezer during this pandemic.
I love
awesome,
it.
Bonnie.
I love it. And guys, feel free to go on there, put a review up for us on any of our sites. And again, without going down another segue, check our reviews out. They're pretty awesome. So we'll go into that probably in another show next week when we bring on our owner, Jerry, and we'll be able to go through, which is phenomenal. He's a bodybuilder, okay? And I'm not going to tell you guys his age, but he is up there. And right, and his physique is phenomenal from a standpoint of health and wellness. He literally lives, breathes this stuff. And from an business growth and entrepreneur standpoint, he is one of the top people that I want to learn from, which is phenomenal. He's grown 2 different companies, including Heartland, and a couple, actually more than 2 different companies. Just so you guys have an idea, him and his brother started Next Day Blinds, which is pretty crazy if you haven't heard of Next Day Blinds. Yeah, give him a shout out for that. Freaking phenomenal. That business grew to $100 million, and that's where we're headed with Heartland right now. Now, again, it's not about the money, not about the revenue. It's about making sure that we're taking care of our families and making sure they're eating reasonably sourced. So the benefit for us is we get to live in a world where we basically are servicing our families, right? We're helping you guys eat healthier, but by doing that, we also benefit and grow our company. So one of the key to successes next week is we're going to bring on our first guest, Jerry, and he's going to be going over how he started the business. He's going to be talking about why he started the business, and we probably will be diving into a little bit of business as well as health from a standpoint of, from an expert, truth be told there. So with that, how much more time do we have, guys, for today? We're doing good? Perfect. Yep. So I want to end with this, and then I'll let Justin close us out with some final words. But, some of the notes I took from the Sultan of Sourcing here, right?
Yes.
Because I'm still learning, still getting value, still getting educated, still really, really, really trying to understand the biology behind how we sleep, eat, stress, etc. Right? Give me that birdie bat. So, is number 1, food is medicine. Food is medicine, and again, that might sound woo-woo to you guys, but at the end of the day, it's not woo-woo, right? Go look it up. Literally, if you go back in time, that was what doctors actually prescribed, and now we're in a medicated world. And again, I don't want to go down that path, but I want to stop everyone out there right now and realize that stop taking the pill, start figuring out how you can eat more better food And what you're going to see is you're going to look better, feel better, and you're going to have more energy, but also you're going to be setting a great example for your kids. So, Justin, leave us with a close here, and let's get out of here today and go get on with our crazy busy days.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say to round out that referral conversation, it's what allows us to keep the pricing where it is. We have not raised prices during COVID. If you look,
boom.
Yeah, we have not raised our prices. If you go to the grocery store, everything's more expensive. Inflation is kicking in. Our referral-based model, when I was first learning about the model, it makes so much sense to me because it's a way that we can have our customer base get more value instead of us just hoarding dollars and spending it on marketing. So we let you have the benefit of spreading the health to your friends and family. That allows us to keep the prices lower, spend less on advertising, and it's a beautiful thing. So if we keep that engine rolling, being part of the Heartland family is going to pay you dividends in your health and in your free orders. So
Who doesn't want that?
Definitely.
Exactly. And look for some expansion, guys, coming up in a couple weeks. We're going to be announcing an expansion to a new city, and we'll be allowing you guys to refer people that you know up there and increasing your bonus bucks and potentially hitting that 7 families to get your free 6-month order. So
That's big time.
it's exciting. All right. So any other questions that we have, Simon or Shannon, from our folks?
Just another shout out to Elle, also shared the post. And
Thanks,
you
Elle.
guys might know this person, Zach Hirsch.
Oh, Zach
Zach.
Attack. Yeah.
You might know that guy.
I think I know Zach. I think everyone out there might know Zach too, And is that Ellie Galapo? I think I
Yep.
said your name.
Yep.
What's up, Ellie? That's one of my clients in Ashburn. So
Very nice.
awesome. All right. So, guys, again, next week, what we want you to do is jump on Thursdays at 9:30 and 9:30 a.m. That's right. If you can't be on at that time, obviously share this. You can watch it anytime you want from your home. We're going to be bringing this out every single week. Next week, be ready. We're bringing on Jerry. Say the last name, Justin. Freishtat, right? I'm still learning how to say his last name. But basically, we're bringing on Jerry. And again, if you don't know who he is the owner of Heartland Foods. And again, he has grown the business to an unbelievable size, but he also has unbelievable wealth of knowledge just from business as well as health and wellness. And again, we'll have him talk a little bit about his bodybuilding journey and how he's gotten there and why this was the business that he decided to buy and take over 20 years ago after he sold his shares in Next Day Blinds. So with that, we will end today, and we'll talk to you guys shortly. If you have any questions, feel free to call our office, and let's get you guys on the service. All right, I'll talk to you soon.